As promised, here is the two-man or two-woman cheese team for Hall of Trials Nilgal. Now, if you want to check out the four-man team, there'll be a link for it at the end of the video, as well as a link in the description. I do recommend the four-man team if you don't mind re-gearing a bit. The four-man team is more stable and has a higher scoring potential. But here is your two-man team. Two-woman team. First, we're going to start with Conqueror Lilius. Put her on your fastest gear. Whatever your highest speed gear is, that's what she wants. Make sure she has a little bit of effectiveness, at least 65%. And put the artifact on her that inflicts burns. I prefer Junkyard Dog because it's a 2-turn burn, but you can use Gators, just make sure her crit chance is really low. For my DPS unit, I'm using Milim. Milim's got a self-attack buff and a self-healing capability. Makes her perfect for this. Cruel Mischief I'm using instead of Caladra because it gives slightly more attack, but Caladra is fine as well. You can also use Sirmia in place of Milim for this fight.
I'll take
Green Violet could also work, but you lose a little bit of damage with the elemental differences.
Obey.
Now, if you do not stick this burn, you need to restart the fight. You will also need to restart if you get a poison debuff on Milim. The reason for this is if you're debuffed, you do less damage, and if you don't get the burn, she won't push phase in time. So now that you're inside the phase, you always use her S3 when it's available. It does more damage than her S1 ever could, and it gets your Demon Buster closer to going off. If you tune this properly, you should get at least 2 Dragon Busters per break phase, and that will rack up really good damage. The nice thing about this fight is it's very low RNG. You can pretty reliably get the same score every time you do it. So if you don't, the only thing you have to worry about is the RNG on the burns sticking and on not getting poisoned round 1. Now for this fight, you definitely want to have Conqueror Lilius in the front row. And the reason is once you exit this stage, Nilgal does his attack, stacks poisons on everybody, and right here you can see poisons on Milim, but could have put poisons on Lilius as well, but Lilius can cycle out of the poison. She can S3, and if God forbid she's close to death, she can S2, though I recommend you not use her S2 because it will push Nilgal closer to his ultimate. Every single time you use a non-attack skill, Nilgal gets closer to his ultimate. That attack right there detonates poisons, and if Milim is in the front row, she will die from the detonation. Now you look really carefully at the health bar and the number of poisons she has on her, and I can see she's got 4 poisons, that's 20% worth of damage. She's got more than 20% left on her health bar, so it's fine to leave the poisons there one more turn. By the time that one more turn occurs, the anti-heal will go away, and Milim will be able to self-heal and bring her health back up. Something Sirmia can't do, which is why I think she is a better pick for the two-man team. Now it's just a matter of spamming the S1s. After she does this attack, the unhealable will go away, and now she will self-heal on the dual attacks, which is nearly a full heal. Not nearly, it is a full heal because of the damage she does. And we get the Dragon Buster off, and we don't have to worry about the poisons anymore. So we keep spamming, we've pushed way past Dagger Sicar, and we're not even halfway through the second break phase. Very clean, stable, easy team. Little hard to push all the way to the end, but it can be done with a little bit of luck. I think we're going to get one more Dragon Buster off, which, like I said, if you're speed tuned properly, as in Milim is really slow and Conqueror Lilius is really fast, you should be able to bang out 2 Dragon Busters per round. 14 million at the end of the second break phase. Not quite as high in potential damage as the Sirmia team because of the double attacks, but a little bit more stable in its damage. And, you know, it's easier to re-gear 2 units if you're spending gold on it. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video in the notes, you may want to wait until the end of next week, the 27th, after maintenance. I think we have maintenance. Anyway, at least the 27th or earlier, there'll be an unequip event, and you'll be able to do this for free without having to regear. Now, unfortunately, if I get a burn on this, it should kill with Dragon Buster. I didn't get a burn. If I gotten a burn, this would have been a full clear. We would have been about 15.4 million, but without a burn, everybody dies from poisons or just dies from Nilgal attacking, and that's the end of the run. But as I said, very easy, very stable Dagger Sicar run with just 2 units. If you want to check out the 4-man team that's a little bit more stable and higher scoring, check the link in the description or here at the end of the video. And if you have any questions about the fight, ask them in the comments section. And I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, consider a like and maybe a subscribe. Have a great one.
Come, the time I'll take your life.